let's talk about that secondary cancer, Jane. You were given the all clear from the breast cancer, and then a couple of years later, you were diagnosed with a secondary cancer. Is that a scarier thing to hear the second time round?
It was probably easier for me the second time. I'd had this pain in my hip and got for a couple of months, but I was so sure that it wouldn't be cancer. It never entered my mind that it could be cancer, and so I just put up with the pain, and it steadily got worse and worse, and painkillers didn't touch it. And in the end, the pain was so severe that I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't walk, and
that's nature's way of telling you.
Maybe something needs looking at.
Yeah.
And I went for an X-ray, and it showed up a suspicious area in my hip, which turned. I mean, I've never had a bone biopsy. They're very invasive. I've never gone that route, but it was assumed that that was cancer. And I remember the guy told me, he was so lovely. It would be dreadful. How do you tell someone that? What a dreadful thing to have to do. But he did it with such kindness. I was on my own. I'd gone up on my own again. You know, I was so sure that it would be nothing.
So how did he tell you?
He just said, look, you know, he'd said to me, look, let's have these X-rays, and this is the guy at the imaging centre. Let's get to the bottom of it. Are you ready? I said, yeah. I'm sick of this. This isn't right. So, and the X-ray showed up this area, and he said, Jane, you know, I'm sure it's cancer. And my first thought, after several swear words, I was just saying, was the children, because it was that fear again of dying, I suppose, to put it bluntly, that's what it is. And I thought, oh my God, I just could not believe it.
One other call you had to make, which was to Glen, who was...
I hadn't made that yet.
Several thousand kilometres away.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure where he was. I knew he'd left for the West Indies, but I didn't know where en route he was. And I didn't want to ring him with half a story. So I thought, I want to give him the facts. I couldn't ring him and say, oh, I've just had an X-ray, the cancer's back, but I'm waiting to find it. See you later, bye. I couldn't do that. I thought, no, I'd got to ring him and so he knows that everything's going to be okay. And so I rang the guy back at the imaging centre, told him the situation. He said, come straight back. Well, I'll do it for you straight away, which he did, and it was nowhere else. So then I rang Glen.